poem was about Owen Ahern and his dance. You can't laugh. You can't laugh. Okay. Alright. My first poem was about Owen Ahern and his dancers. I thought it was about, I thought that Yeats was commenting on how society sees love as only a perfect person can be with a perfect person, and nobody should find love that isn't perfect. You should just be lonely if you're not. What did you think?
I thought it was more about class separation, because in the beginning of the second part of the poem, in the fourth line, it said, "Let the caged bird and the caged bird mate, and the wild bird mate in the wild." So it's saying, you know, two people of upper class should marry and have kids together, and two people of the lower class should marry and have kids together. That's how it should be. There shouldn't be any crossing of the classes.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I kind of thought, I didn't think it as the classes, but yeah, I mean, it works too.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know, I think Yeats used a whole bunch of personification in his thing, where he's like, so he talks about the winds, as in, like, they are, I guess I interpreted them as the dancers. And so it says, like, the south wind brought it longing, the east wind brought despair, the west wind made it pitiful, and the north wind afraid, which is personification, like I said. But it makes it seem like the south wind, southern winds are usually warm, so it was pretty odd that it said longing. And then, like, east winds, they don't usually bring despair. It's usually the west that brings sad things. And then it says the west wind made it worse, and then the north wind didn't want to take a chance at love. So, you know, that.
Let's see, what else? You want to talk about the heart, you know, in its relation to Owen?
I think that Owen is talking to the heart and asking it why it's making love so bad, which I think the heart represents society, in my opinion. What about you?
I thought I took it a little more literal in that part. It wasn't really society. It was like he was blaming his heart for the heart having feelings towards the woman who he supposedly couldn't love. Mm-hmm. But the heart's like, you're the one imagining all of this in your head. You're the one that's blaming me for everything when it's really you, not me.
Well, yeah, my interpretation was a bit different. I just thought that he was upset that society made these rules, which was the heart or whatever.
Yeah, I'm getting
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No, I mean, I just thought he used a lot of personification, as in, like, you know, he's saying that the tongue can't persuade, and the heart behind its ribs laughed out. So, you know, those things. And he had a couple of religious allusions in here, too. Like the Dervenef land and just a few others.
Oh yeah, the one that was, I did not find in any cage the woman at my side, and I thought that was talking about not only the class thing, where the woman in this case is obviously in the cage, she's of a higher class, but it's also a religious allusion to Eve in the Bible, where Eve was created from one of Adam's ribs in his rib cage. So he could be saying that the woman is not like me, she was not created from me, I did not find in any cage the woman at my side, so she's not like me. Under Saturn, I thought this poem was about William Yeats leaving Ireland for many years to go to England, and then coming back to Ireland and reminiscing all these memories he had of his homeland. In the first line it says, "Do not because this day I have grown Saturnine," and I looked up the meaning of that, because who knows what Saturnine means. And it means melancholy, so he might be melancholy, remembering all these old feelings that are associated with Ireland. Like, it's kind of a bittersweet feeling of how he left his homeland, so he's not really a part of it anymore. But also, Saturn is the Roman name for the Greek titan Kronos, who was the titan controlling time. So he might be talking about time passing over his life. So, and you want to say something?
Sure. Yeah, I agree with what you think on that one, because it's saying that, like, in one line it says the comfort that you made or whatever. So, like, England gave him comfort, and they only moved there because, like they wanted to go back and help his dad. So he went to school there and started a whole bunch of rebellious groups there. So I imagine how it would give him that. And then he talks about the open road, which was referring to freedom. And so I guess he feels like when he went back to Ireland, as you said, that he didn't feel like he had freedom anymore.
Upon the open road, I think he's more talking about he's remembering his freedom, and now he's older now. He's saying, my wits have gone, and he's talking about his childish memories, so obviously he's not a child anymore, and when one thinks of your wits being gone, you think like Alzheimer's or some other disease associated with older people.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And then in the last two lines it says, I am thinking of a child's vow sworn in vain, never to leave that valley his fathers called home. So he's talking about, like, he never meant to leave Ireland, but he left because you said his family wanted
to go help his father, yeah.
Yeah, so he never meant to leave Ireland, but he had to because of familial contacts and stuff. And he's saying how everyone never means to leave that place which they call home, but they always do at some point or another.
Oh, that's depressing. Well, yeah, and then when he says lost love, I guess he could be comparing do you think he's comparing England to like a woman or something?
I think the lost love was Ireland in this case.
Okay, just wondering. Oh, and he also says, I have no other youth. So, like, I think he thinks that you think he thinks that all his youth is gone now?
Maybe it's because he grew up in Ireland, so in his mind, Ireland resembled his youth, and now that he's away from Ireland, he no longer has his youth.
Okay.